That's it.
Beck may or may not have broken the internet. My level of gore. Can't unsee it.
Knock, knock.
The door's not working.
It's locked for a reason, kid.
I'm going to touch that subject because it's a lose-lose either way. Daddy, poo faster. Now it's like crying anger instead of anger crying.
Welcome to the Unhelpful Parenting Podcast.
Where we share the real, the raw, and the ridiculousness of parenthood.
So if you're a mum who ruined breakfast by using the wrong colour bowl this morning,
Or a dad who gets clung to when trying to leave for work,
then you're in the right place. Welcome back, everyone.
hello.
Welcome.
How are we going?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good. Thanks for asking.
Great.
Welcome to the Unhelpful Parenting Podcast. I'm Beck.
I'm Sam.
And we're here to be unhelpful today.
We are.
We've got a great lineup of laughs and
Some new things.
new things to, as
know,
always,
change things
remind
up.
you that when you're in the trenches of parenting, you're not alone.
Yeah.
We've got our usuals. We'll do our yays and nays. We've got the confession. We've got some confessions that came through. We're also talking, the question we put out last week was what has changed for you most or that you didn't expect since becoming a parent. And then we're going to introduce a new segment which we'll save for the end for next week. So stay
Banger.
tuned.
It's
It's
a
for you
banger.
dads.
She reckons we're just mentioning it, but I've got some good stuff lined up.
Sam's ready to go. So
Keen. All right.
yes, our main goal for today is not to upset everyone on Facebook like our episode
Yeah,
last
Beck
week did.
Beck may or may not have broken the internet. Or no, you didn't really break the internet.
No.
You just unleashed all the keyboard warriors
Yes.
who
All I did was make a simple observation that the school calendar does not match a typical work calendar.
yeah, well every business is 9 till 5. A school is 8 till 3.
Or I said 9 till 3, which
9 till
had
3,
some
yeah,
people
well,
up in
yeah.
arms, but
Princesses. But
yes,
you've got the misogynists,
yes,
feminists,
yes.
the opinionated people who don't have kids. You should have thought about that before you started breeding or plan your life before you start having kids.
And we had a few, what were the other ones? Oh, you should just go be a teacher then, which
teachers,
then
like,
unleashed all the
teachers.
teachers.
The teachers out and forced to defend themselves, which, I mean, fair call. Because, yeah, okay, you work at school, but you got to go in early, you got to prep. You got to stay back after, most likely. You've got to do stuff during the holidays like Mark. Like,
Yeah.
your mum's a teacher.
I was a teacher's kid. I was not dissing teachers at all. Like, it is, I will say childcare in that realm is probably easier for teachers, but I did spend a lot of my outside of school hours in a school, like sitting in mum's classroom. So,
And can I just
which
say,
doesn't make it easy, I suppose.
can I just say to all the other, well, maybe you should just spend home, like all the mums that are like, oh,
There
it's
were a
more
lot
about
of-
your family and it's more, it's like, yeah, okay, great.
You can
sure.
see there's a lot of privilege of people that don't have to have both parents working. And it's just a lot of people that have different experiences.
Cost of living today, unless you are earning absolute bank, in which case, shut up and go away. We're happy for you, but this doesn't apply to you. Both parents need to be working to really get by, unless you're happy with living on the dole.
But I will say I actually loved that it was sparking debate and conversation because that's how change happens and that's how people
Yeah, I don't
realise
mind
that.
it.
And also, like, it made it seen by a lot more people than usually see our content. So welcome if you were watching because
hello.
you found us through that crazy post. But I will say I saw a lot of mums on there just being like, yes, this is
was
working
great.
mum life. And I was
I
like,
get it.
that's exactly what we're here for.
That's the whole point.
The whole point of it, I was saying I was grateful for vacation care, like, and that we have this option,
And
which
childcare and
some people
grandparents.
don't have. Like, our country is actually really good for childcare and supporting families in that sense. Some people think it could be done better, and it probably could. I mean, the wait list to get into childcare at the moment is ridiculous,
But they've given you free candy.
don't even start.
I'm not even going to say anything
Anyway,
about our useless state
we
government.
have got so sidetracked just getting into the intros. So I'm going to come back to parenting. And what's your yay or nay for the week? Every week we start with our highs, lows, we call them yays or nays. Where are you starting?
I was going to say names, dumb people on the internet, but it's not. They're just entertaining. My nay is kids being obsessed with songs, wanting to listen to it over.
I wonder where this one comes from.
And over. And over and over and over and over. And then when you think you're done, again.
We went
And
for a long drive on the
holy heck.
weekend, and the kids both had just discovered a song that they decided to love. And
It's a flipping play school song about
Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree.
and literally
But so by 20 minutes, I think, so we probably listened to it exactly
it was
20 times.
yeah.
I said, look, guys, because I was in charge of the music while Sam was driving, I was like, we're going to pick a different song because I think Daddy's going to lose it if we have to listen to this one again.
My seatbelt was off and I was about to just bail out of the car.
Not really, but
No, it was. I was
I could
I was
see
like,
his insides
how can I
just
roll?
like,
How
if
can
I
I
have to
tuck
listen-
and roll out of this car without hurting myself on the road?
I could see just his brain exploding inside.
Really?
Being like, I can't listen to this song again.
The moral of the story is just not to leave you in charge of music. My yay is school holidays. This is to flip your school holiday thing from last week. Just not being late to school
Oh, yeah.
because there's no start time.
Yeah, vacation care's very lax and come whenever between
So I'm like
these hours.
rushing out the door. We're going to be late. Oh, no, we're not.
Yeah.
Take your time.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
that's nice.
It's a nice change in rhythm.
But I can't get used to it.
No, I know that's going to hit us when she goes back.
That's gonna
It's
suck.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start with my yay.
Oh, yeah, you
is-
start with a good one. What, you're ending on a downer?
Well, they're related, so yay to get to nay is we won a costume competition. Mackenzie won her first ever dress up. Vacation Care had a spy day, so they were playing all spy games, and we dressed her up, and she won the best dressed.
Was not okay. She looked like
She looked so
12.
grown up.
It's a 5-year-old going on 12, and I was like, this is not okay.
But she won. And usually I don't care about costume competitions. But when she came home and was like, Mummy, I won, I was like, yes, I felt like I had won because obviously I'd picked her costume and dressed her up. And anyway, that was
Last
a great
minute, the day
moment.
before from Kmart.
Yes. Well, and this was my nay is all of the costume things because this is not the first one we've had this year. We've got at least another 3 and I am not a crafty mum. I can sew a button back on. I have
Even then,
done
it
one
doesn't
hem.
last.
One skirt hem because school uniforms are expensive and I literally went through my head, do I buy a new skirt instead of just fixing this one?
It's what grandparents are for.
Yes, well, but we have very busy grandparents and I was not putting that on them and then
I will.
And then I am also a working mum, which means I don't have time to browse because my alternate option to crafting is to go op shopping and go browsing through op shops for costumes and building a costume that way. So instead, I have to go spend money every time that there's a costume competition.
You have to spend money at an op shop too, but I know what you mean.
but
Less money and
thrifting is a lot less than going into Kmart and buying which I mean, thank goodness for Kmart, but
The thrifting.
so every time I get it's another costume dress up, I'm like, yay.
So what's your name?
That was my nay,
Oh,
is just
I was listening.
another costume to get.
I was listening. Yeah, well,
Cool.
I'm going to go to my meme, which kind of ties us into the theme for today.
Yep.
I thought raising a child was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life until I had 2 of them. So
Or
true.
3.
So
You just
true.
keep adding kids and it
So
just gets
true.
harder. I did see a quote that was like, the hardest kid to look after is my mother-in-law's. That made me think of that. Ba-dum-tsh. All right, and on that note, we better go into the confessional.
After that, all right. The first time I put our baby in the car, I asked my wife if I'd done it properly and she said it looked good. So I did it that way for weeks before she saw again and realised I wasn't tightening the straps. She thought I'd obviously tightened them up and was just asking if I'd done it the right way. I didn't realise I had to do anything else. Thank goodness we didn't have an accident, or we would have had a flying baby.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, because I bet the mum, like, sleep deprivation, new baby, putting baby in the car. Yep, you've put the buckle in the right way. Because that's usually the hardest part.
Well, you
is
just
getting the
assume
buckle.
that's literally what he's asking.
Yeah.
Well, that's what she's thinking he's asking.
Yeah.
Whereas he's like, what else do I need to do? Is this enough?
Considering how important car safety is, it's not actually like, it's not like you have to
They
go
don't
through
teach you.
how to put your baby in the car seat.
Well, no. And even when you get a car seat installed, which everyone needs to do, by the way, don't do it yourself, especially if it's a freaking seatbelt one.
Yeah.
ISOFIX, easy. You can't cock that up. Oh, well, you probably can.
Yeah, the
but
guy who installed our car seats said something like 80% of the seats he checks are
terrible.
not done right, wouldn't be safe
Pay
in an
for it.
accident.
It's your children's life,
it's
people.
worth it. But there is that gap because the hospital doesn't come out, well, in Australia, they might in other countries. In Australia, they don't come out to the car to check that you know how to put your baby in the car. And when you get the car seat installed, you do it before you've had the baby so that you can take the baby home so you don't have a baby to test to put in the car seat. So there's a gap in that parent learning safety knowledge. So it's easy to see how this happened.
Good job.
Anyway, okay, next story. My husband kissed our child's doctor. To be clear, the doctor was helping hold our son for a procedure and my husband bent down and thought he was kissing his head. But he got the doctor's arm and left researching new doctors so he'd never have to go back. I'd say that happens all the time, but I don't think it does.
I get it, though. I've gone to kiss you and I've kissed my arm or something. And then I've gone...
That's not another person.
And then I'm like, wait.
Actually, I think I remember that.
She didn't
because
see
I
it.
saw it.
Yeah, I was like, crap, did she see it? I don't think so. I think I got away with it. And then I just got the eyes of like... I'm like, damn, she's all... Has it happened often?
I would never let you live it down if you did that.
That's quite good. Yeah, don't kiss doctors. I was half asleep giving my 5-month-old a bottle at 3 a.m. Turned out I gave it to his face and in my sleep deprivation didn't realise until I'd poured half of it all over him until I felt it dripping down my leg. He clearly wasn't very hungry but also wasn't very happy. We all had to have an early morning shower.
Oh.
The old early morning showers. I can't say I've tipped a bottle on someone's face or head,
I've seen...
we've definitely done the midnight showers.
I've heard of a parent putting it in like Bub's ear and like starting to give the bottle.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like that sleep deprivation. You're not even looking at what you're doing. You're in the dark anyway. It's like bottle, face, you'll work it out.
It's an orifice. It's just a bottle.
But usually, obviously, Bub wasn't hungry because, yeah, usually I don't know. I breastfeed through the night because it's easier. And
I feel like the
it's
baby would kick up a
would
stink.
kick up a stink if they were hungry. They probably just wanted cuddles and instead got milk poured all over their face. But those early morning showers, we have them because of vomit usually or a nighttime accident.
We haven't done that for a while.
Yeah, haven't had one
Praise the
recently.
Lord.
But
I just thought of another confessional about kissing doctors. It's not about kissing doctors.
I was about to say.
This isn't my confessional.
Are you dobbing someone in?
I am dobbing someone in.
Okay. Let them be anonymous.
Yep, they're 100% anonymous.
Okay.
Do you remember being at the doctor's?
I shared this recently.
Did you?
I'm sure I did.
No, I don't think you did.
Okay, off you go. You can
And
share it.
feeding
Yes, I remember.
our brand new baby. First checkup after being born. And there was a middle-aged gentleman who was like, who knew us and was
Family
like,
friend, yep.
was like, oh, you've had the baby. Oh, and Beck had the cover on, but I don't think he realised it was a breastfeeding cover. I think he realised, I think he thought it was a wrap or just and cuddling. Just openly helps himself to go and look at the baby and then goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And absolutely freaked out and
I thought
basically hasn't talked to you face to face since.
I thought it was hilarious.
That was quite good.
I wasn't bothered. I was only wearing the cover because, like, to make other people feel comfortable. I wasn't just like whipping my boob out in the doctor's office. Although third baby now, I'm a little less worried about what people think and worried about other people. I just
Half the time I have to remind you to get dressed.
leave the house naked. Although I do.
It's like that story the other, my boob's out.
Yeah.
Like the mum answering the door.
Oh, Yeah,
Anyway.
I do walk out in my pajamas sometimes, but yes, that was a very interesting moment.
So what's changed since having a baby?
Oh, that's the question. Everything.
People see your boobies
Yeah.
more often than not.
Actually, that is something that changed really quickly, was like my level
Or your level of privacy. Yeah, that's true.
privacy and even like nudity and like
My level of gore.
you've seen 3 births now. You're not phased.
You just can't unsee it.
But even I had to have an ultrasound on my legs post one of the kids' birth. Or actually I had to have it after 2 of their births. But after one of them, and so normally to do that procedure, you've got to take off your pants and everything so that they've got access.
Yeah, no, you
But
just openly strip.
I just started taking my pants off because like literally I'd given birth 2 days before. Everyone's seen everything. And the poor ultrasound tech was like, no, I'll leave the room so you can lie down and put the blanket and be modest. And I was like, literally, I do not care right now. But anyway, so that level of modesty kind of disappears a little bit. But
Nothing is sacred.
No, we started...
Actually, that's true though. That's parenting. Nothing is sacred.
You are not your own person anymore.
You even locked the door, and all you hear is
knock, knock, knock.
the door's not working.
It's locked for a reason, kid.
Anyway,
but the reason we put this out there was you actually had a story come in.
I did. I had a dad send a story to me, and he's like, "You should do this." So we did it. And what triggered it was, I really like how he wrote it. It's, you really know what true love is when you're on your own with the 2 kids. So they have 2 kids. What, 2?
And a newborn.
And a newbie. When you have the 2 kids screaming in the car, your wife texts you just to see if you can duck in and get some milk on your way home. You realise you can't dash in. You can't leave the kids in the car. You have to get all the kids out, the pram, all the stuff, just to go in for a bottle of milk. You just have to smile sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no more easy duck into the shops. Like, I wish there was a drive-through bread and milk place. I feel like parents, especially new parents, would use that so much.
Yeah. If it's a big grocery store, I definitely don't leave them in the car.
You don't leave them in the car ever.
Petrol station,
Oh,
yes.
petrol station, which is a grey area, and you may be careful. Like, there are parents that don't believe you should do that either.
Unleash keyboard warriors.
Which I do kind of get. I was watching this debate on another forum of like, one mum's like, no, you shouldn't. And others like, oh, it's okay at the petrol station. What if someone does hijack your car and drive off?
You lock your car when you leave.
I know.
It's
And so in my head, I'm
science.
always like, have I locked it? I can run out here. So long as it's within, I could run out here watching someone try and break into my car.
It is not rocket science. There are so many people around. If you've locked your car, which you should do anyway, because people are idiots these days and you
And
can't
I think
trust anyone.
different countries, different things as well. Like, there are countries that are a little less safe than ours.
Well, if you're in America, someone's just going to like break into your car and steal something. They're not going to try and steal your car. They'll just try and they'll case it for something.
Well, I've seen on plenty of TV shows people driving off with the kid in the car.
TV show.
I know. But see, this is one of the things that someone sent in was that they had to stop watching like true crime and shows where stuff like that happens because what do they say?
Did you send
it made
in
me
to
too
yourself?
upset imagining those things happening to me or my children. It hits too close to home when you've got kids. Well, yes, I could have sent that one in because I'm the same. I can't watch anything that's like
I know there was
child
like a
abduction,
kid. There was one
anything.
recently, and you couldn't handle it.
No, cannot. The empathy, I think, because I can actually feel that empathy now. Like if I watched it pre-kids, I'd be like, oh, that's sad. Oh, that's... Whereas now as a parent, I know what it's like to love someone that much and to feel that responsible and yeah. But even news hits closer to home too, seeing stories in the news and things, especially because it's real.
And always negative.
My thing that changed probably the most is I cry so much more now that I'm a parent.
Well, that used to be how I used to tell when you were pregnant.
Well,
Just whack on like a gold buzzer AGT.
Yeah, that was my thing when
and it was like, she'd start crying and I'd be like, you need to go take a test.
I still tear up at those now. It's
I know
like
you
it
do
started
now.
when I was pregnant and then it just never, I thought it was a pregnancy symptom that would go away and it's never gone away.
No, it's just made you more emotional.
So I can't watch things like Britain's Got Talent or Australia's Got Talent or any of the Got Talents because when they get the gold buzzer.
No, you can. You just cry.
when they hit the gold buzzer, the joy on everyone's faces and everyone's so happy, it just makes me feel so overwhelmed with emotions that I start to cry, and they're all, anyway. So I cry a lot more.
You cry so much more.
I don't know.
Which is nice because it means your anger's less. It's kind of shifted the scales from anger. Now it's like crying anger instead of anger crying.
That's been nice for you, I suppose.
Been great.
You cry too, though. You cry so much more now too.
Whoa.
And that actually, a lot of dads did write in that too. Like, I cry because of, like, you just have to think about one day having to walk Mackenzie down the aisle, and you're
I don't think about it.
You're like, nope, can't go there.
No, I am a lot more empathetic to think. Like, even we were watching an episode last night, anything to do with like emotional relationship connection, restoration-y.
She's turned you into a teddy bear.
Oh, softy.
Another one that got sent in was safety.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, what? You got more?
Did you read my highlight?
No, I didn't read what you'd prepared.
I said anything that doesn't involve kids now does.
True.
So you want a date night, you got to organise a babysitter. You want to go to work, you got to organise school, you got to do whatever. You want to go anywhere, you got to take kids with you.
And before the keyboard warriors start, yes, we knew that this would be a thing before we became parents. It's just the reality of living through it. We need to talk about it.
Plan your life better.
One thing I laughed at, and I say it to mum now a lot of the time when she babysits for us, I'm like, as a teenager, I was so excited to be a grown-up so I didn't have to ask to go out anymore. And now as a parent, I have to ask my mum to go out again.
It's true.
Circle of life.
True. All right, safety.
Yeah, safety was another theme that came through. Someone sent, I used to think my mum was a worrywart, but now I know how hard and scary it is to keep a human alive and how stressful it is to be responsible for their safety and well-being.
Yeah, fair call.
I get it.
Yep.
I was the same. My mum always hated the beach when we were kids, and I could never understand. I was like, the beach is amazing, mum. Why would you hate the beach? Now as a mum, like, I actually told her this, and she's like, yeah, I used to sit at the beach and just be like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah,
like, just like trying
them.
to keep my eyes on all of you to make sure you're all safe. And I'm like, I get it now. The beach is stressful.
That's extremely stressful, especially when the kids don't understand that they can die.
Yeah.
So, yep, it's good.
The mum body, that was one. Just how much your body changes.
Dad bod. I'm currently trying to lose my dad bod.
You have less of an excuse. You go through
sympathetic.
You go through pregnancy very differently, aka not at all. But one mum sent in.
Have you ever tried eating when you're just like? Do you know how hard it is when you bring home junk, you buy junk to eat junk? And I'm like, what's for food? And you're like, junk. And I'm like, okay.
This mum sent in.
And all the keyboard warriors, do your own groceries. Shut up. Continue. I'm on a roll.
This mum sent in, I'm 10 pounds heavier and I've never loved my body more. I care significantly less about what people think about me. And go you, because a lot of mums, like, our bodies do change a lot, and a lot of mums don't actually get that confidence boost and struggle with that,
their racing
which
stripes.
Is fair as well.
Racing stripes and the...
I will say I'm probably right in the middle of that, in that, yes, I'm definitely heavier. My body has changed completely, and I don't necessarily care, but at the same time, I'm like...
We should be healthier.
We should be healthier. No, and also I think I took for granted my pre-baby body a lot. I look back on photos where I used to think I'd let myself go, and now I'm like, oh, if only
you used to complain about your weight on our like wedding and our honeymoon.
I look back and I was like, I was tiny. What was wrong with me?
I'm not going to touch that subject because it's a lose-lose either way. Newborn phase?
Oh, yeah. Someone sent in, people think you are going to be instantly busy when you have a baby, but newborn life is typically slow for the first one, and then it creeps up on you as they get older, and it traps you into thinking you can handle more.
Yeah.
Look,
false sense of security.
Yeah. Newborn life isn't super easy for everyone. Like, I understand there are more difficult babies.
It's just
but we felt that way. We came home from the hospital with our first, and
put her on the floor, and then we were like, and she was, well, put her in the bassinet.
In
the lounge room, we just kind of sat down on the couch, looked at each other, and went, now what?
Yeah.
And then we just watched TV while she slept. I was like, this isn't hard.
bringing a newborn home the next 2 times was not quite so chill. Patience is another thing that changed. A lot of people sent in, I've got a lot more patience. My patience definitely leveled up.
I definitely do for some things, but then that means my patience for other things that I don't have time for is very little.
Yes.
You're going to waste my time. You're going to stuff me around.
True. Yeah, I guess.
Because it's like I don't have capacity to put up with you when I'm already putting up with a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. If you want to be a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, go play up to your mother. I'll look after mine.
Yes. So pretty much everything has changed since having a child.
It's life.
I used to think it was like, I used to think mums were joking when they were like, I can't go to the toilet alone. I was like, yeah, you can. I literally always have an audience. Can't. Even now, like, because we don't have a playpen or anywhere safe to put the baby because the baby's only just started crawling. So we are actively online shopping for one at the moment. Cue all the ads now coming to my Instagram feed. But because we don't have anywhere safe to put him the last couple of days when I've been home just with him, I've literally had to pick him up and sit him at my feet while he tries to climb up my legs while I go to the toilet. And it's like, yeah, I never pee alone.
Or you flipping sick the kids on someone and it's like, go get daddy.
Yeah, Daddy's I'm sitting there, I'm like, I wonder what daddy's doing.
I still remember Mackenzie when she was like 1 or 2. Daddy, what are you doing? On the toilet. Okay. Runs back. And I hear next minute Beck tells her something. She runs back in. Daddy, poo faster. You poo faster. Okay, I'll be right back. And then she runs off. And then you tell Daddy to be fast. Daddy, you poo faster. Poo faster, Daddy.
She really wanted you. And she was like, get off the toilet. Hurry up.
It's like, no, this is Daddy's alone time.
I was just having a great laugh in the background. Just being like, this is awesome.
Anyway. Okay. New segment.
Yes. So thank you for sending your stuff in. We always put questions out to...
I just saw the time. Segment. We are only going to sample this one.
Yeah.
We don't have time to do all my... I have a lot.
We can do a few.
No, well, yeah. Anyway.
So the question request for info thing we're putting out this week is send us your bad dad jokes. Dads, this is your time to shine. Send them in. Or send in the bad jokes so mums... I will always never forget. Every time we drove past a cemetery with my dad, he'd be like, oh, look, it's the dead center of town. And that was like one of his key dad jokes. So
bad.
I actually think of him now every time we drive past a cemetery. I'm like, oh, it's the dead center of town. Oh, I wonder what dad's doing.
Literally every time we're on a road trip.
This is your moment to intro. You can intro and give us a taster of what we're going to be doing. You are the dad half of this podcast, so...
I mean, it's 2024. I don't have to be. But stuff all that. This is called Bad Dad Jokes. So basically, we're just going to share bad dad jokes.
We have introduced that and covered that.
I'm just not listening. I was just trying to...
And I have already shared one. You gave me...
It's your poor one.
Oh yeah, this is like a go-to.
You've done another, I know. I gave you another classic one that you tried on me.
Well, why did the toilet paper roll down the hill to get to the bottom?
So bad. Okay, so I thought I would just kick off with a few classics and then we can wrap up. I have a ton.
Well, you can bring them next week. Send them in.
I'm not going to send them in. I'm just going to leave them here because... But I do have a few classics.
Okay.
So, why do dads take a spare pair of socks when they go play golf?
Why?
In case they get a hole in one.
So you don't need to take a spare pair of socks.
Classic. No, you don't let me play golf.
Well, you don't get holes in ones. That's what I was saying. You did not get that.
Rude.
Anyway, sorry.
Why did the tomato blush?
Oh, because it saw the salad dressing. Yes. I knew this one.
Yeah, I know. I told you. They're the classics.
Mm-hmm.
What's brown and sticky?
A stick. We know this one. No, we want the bad.
I told you these are classic ones. to kick off. These are like, what do you call a magician that's lost his magic?
I actually don't know this one.
Ian. See? Yeah, it's good. How do you make a tissue dance? This is another classic one.
Oh, you put some boogie in it.
Yep.
Okay.
No. I'm going to finish all the classics. Okay. Why can't you hear a psychiatrist using the bathroom?
Why?
Because the pee is silent. What do you call a blind dinosaur?
No idea.
A do you think he saw us? What do you call a donkey with 3 legs? A wonky. What do you call a donkey with 3 legs and a sore eye?
I don't know.
A winky wonky. Last one. What concert only costs 45 cents?
What?
50 cent with nickel back opening. Because it's a nickel back. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, actually, one more banger. Sorry, one more. Why can't dinosaurs clap their hands?
Why?
Because they're extinct.
Okay. So that's where the bar has been set.
So good. It's because they're dead. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
So that's where the bar has been set. Send in your dad jokes. And
I got plenty more where that comes from for next week.
We'll limit the segment.
I'll be here every Wednesday with some dad jokes. I'm going to add that. That's going to be a thing now.
It might replace your meme.
It's going to be with them. Or do the meme. I know it might replace the meme. I'm starting to run out of memes.
As if every time Sam goes to the toilet,
they're not parenting memes.
All these memes and reels come through.
Yeah, and none of them are appropriate for the podcast.
Okay, well, Sam's going to spend all week looking forward to the next episode. So send them in. Also send in your confessionals. We love the confessions. Or it doesn't have to be a confession of something you've done wrong or bad or failed at. It could just be... It could be a kid confession. Dob your kid in for doing something absolutely hilarious. Send those in to us. We have on our website, Sam's mentioned it once before, but I never actually realised until I saw it this week, that if you want to send something in but you don't want to sit there typing it all out, you can actually leave us a voice memo on our website. So you can go do that, or follow us on all of the social medias. You can send us a DM anywhere. That gets it through to us. And we always keep stuff anonymous. We never throw anyone except for ourselves and maybe our immediate family under the bus. So...
They deserve it.
No, they don't. They cop a lot from you.
Everyone's copped a lot from me today.
And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share this with your friends, your mum friends, your dad friends. Give everyone a laugh. Let them know that they're not alone in this crazy parenting roller coaster.
Send us your best dad jokes.
And do that, and we'll see you next week with them.
Later.